They say Filipino women smile even when the sea is angry. But those who have seen them in the shadows of Manila's streets or beneath the golden light of the islands know. A smile is only a curtain. Behind it hides the strength of an archipelago where every sunrise is born from the ocean, and every woman carries its depth within her. The Philippines is a nation of more than 7,600 islands scattered across the waters of the western Pacific Ocean, between Southeast Asia and the endless expanse of the sea. Over 115 million people live here, and each island speaks its own dialect, breathes its own rhythm, yet together they form a single mosaic of a tropical country. Manila, the capital, lives fast and loud, wrapped in swarms of motorcycles and neon lights, while the provinces remain calm, almost meditative. In this country, former Spanish fortresses stand beside American heritage and an Asian soul. The Philippines is an archipelago where history, warmth, and the ocean intertwine so naturally, as if nature itself intended it. Filipino women are like a fusion of ocean and sunlight. Their appearance is warm and gentle, with dark, almond-shaped eyes that seem a little sad even when they laugh. Their skin is golden, as if touched by tropical light, and their hair is dark, thick, often naturally wavy, like the movement of a lagoon after the evening breeze. They don't chase flashy glamour. Their beauty is in their naturalness. Light dresses, open shoulders, calm gestures, and a reserved yet confident gaze. Filipinas know how to combine tenderness with strength. At work, they are focused, responsible, and attentive to detail. While at home, they are the ones holding the household on their shoulders. And that's no exaggeration. Around 47% of the country's labor force are women, and roughly 30% of parliament seats are held by them. A relatively high number for the region. But reality is more complex. The gender pay gap reaches 15 to 20%, and millions of Filipino women work abroad, from nurses to caregivers, sending money home because their families depend on it more than the state is willing to admit. Their behavior is gentle and delicate, but not passive. In public transport, they can disappear into the crowd, yet in the kitchen they command with the precision of a general. On Manila's evening streets, they laugh loudly and freely, but their eyes often reveal the fatigue of responsibility carried daily. They are beautiful not because they try to be, but because they live with dignity, despite all hardships. The contrast between their soft appearance and the harsh reality of life is always present. They move through the world as if the sea taught them patience and the rain taught them determination. And perhaps that is why Filipino women are unforgettable. They possess something that doesn't fade with the light of a tropical day. Philippine architecture is like an ancient diary where every colonizer left a note. Every earthquake carved a crack, and every island added its own accent. There is no single architectural style here, only a layering of eras, like waves stacking over one another and leaving different lines upon the sand. The Spanish period gifted the country with stone churches, massive, grounded, built with thick walls that witnessed storms, invasions, and the prayers of millions. San Agustin in Manila stands as if it holds up the sky itself, not just its roof. Heavy Baroque forms, twisted columns, and dark stone that smells of centuries. It is that very stone that remembers the breath of ages. In Vigan, a centuries-old town with cobblestone streets, the ancestral houses with capis, wooden window panels lined with seashells, preserved the delicate elegance of colonial aesthetics, nearly vanished everywhere else. American influence brought something different. Wide avenues, administrative buildings, schools, classical facades with clean, disciplined lines, as if a new page were written into the archipelago's history. Manila of the 1920s attempted to become almost the Washington of Asia. Straight boulevards, grand plazas, symmetry. World War II destroyed most of it, but not the memory. After the war, modern districts emerged. Glass, concrete, neon. And now, walking through the city, it feels as if old stones are speaking with new towers, sometimes like an argument, sometimes like reconciliation. Modern areas, especially Makati and Bonifacio Global City, feel like a separate reality. Skyscraper symmetry, night lights, spotless sidewalks, cafes with Scandinavian-style interiors. But take one step aside, and you're back on the streets of Manila, where concrete blocks, food stalls, and poor districts stand so close to each other that it feels as if architecture is breathing unevenly. On the islands, everything is different. Wooden houses on stilts with palm leaf roofs seem like an extension of the land itself. They don't resist nature, they agree with it. Roofs are low to withstand the winds. Walls are light because the rains are merciless. Homes bend and adapt like trees under a stormy sky. Philippine architecture is the soul of the country, assembled from fragments of stories. It does not shine nor seek perfection. It lives, breathes, tires, endures. And that is why it so closely resembles the people of the archipelago. The nature of the Philippines is an endless symphony of water, light, and green. Everything here moves as if in the rhythm of a quiet, tropical heartbeat. The ocean comes and retreats. The forests breathe with humid air. And the volcanoes stand still like ancient gods, watching humanity from above. The landscapes are both sharp and gentle at the same time. The Banawe rice terraces, carved by the hands of ancestors over 2,000 years ago, resemble green stairways to the sky. So majestic, they seem unreal. In the early morning, mist rises above them, slow and dense, like an ancient spirit returning to see whether people still protect the land with the same devotion as before. On the coasts, everything is different. Here, the sea rules. Blue, transparent, sometimes calm, sometimes dangerous. The beaches of Palawan look like an artist's creation. White sand so soft that even shadows sink into it. Water clear enough to reveal the heart of the lagoon. And wind that carries the scent of salt and fresh-caught fish. It brings the quiet rustle of palm trees, as if someone is turning the pages of an old book. In the center of the country rise the volcanoes. Mayon, perfectly symmetrical, sharp like a spear aimed at the sky. Taal, small yet dangerous, surrounded by a lake that appears calm even though fire sleeps beneath its waters. The Philippines feels the breath of these volcanoes every day, and its people have learned to live beside a force that may awaken at any moment. The jungles are dense, dark, and humid. They smell of earth, rain, and warmth. Some might call it chaos, but there is order within it. Birds that sing before the storm, grasses that close against the evening wind, insects that know when a new dawn is born. Philippine nature is not just scenery. It breathes, tells stories, and whispers when people are silent. It can be tender when sunlight touches the waves, and wild when the sky crashes onto the earth as a tropical storm. And within this rhythm, unpredictable, fierce, and beautiful, lives the true heart of the archipelago.
Щоденне життя на Філіппінах – це мікс шуму, спеки, запахів і тихих моментів, які з'являються там, де їх не чекаєш. У Манілі ранок починається рано. Ще до світанку вулиці оживають. Продавці відкривають лотки, готують рис, смажать довгосинай і рибу, а над містом підіймається запах кави барако, міцної, гіркої, з ароматом землі. Люди тут не поспішають через втому. Вони поспішають, бо місто цього вимагає. Джипні, старі різнобарвні мікроавтобуси, що стали символом країни, гудуть так, ніби розмовляють між собою. А пішоходи лавірують між машинами з такою точністю, наче все життя тренувались у цьому хаосі. Але варто вирватися за межі столиці, і ритм змінюється. У маленьких містечках життя сповільнюється до рівня дихання. Люди сидять біля будинків, п'ють каву або холодний самаль, обговорюють погоду, риболовлю чи новини сусідів. Діти грають на вулицях босоніж, Сміються так голосно, що, здається, це звук самої країни. Дощ тут приходить різко, і ніхто не тікає від нього. Філіппінці звикли, що дощі такі ж часті, як розмови на кухні. Соціальна поведінка людей тепла, м'яка. Вони усміхаються майже завжди, не тому, що життя легке, а тому, що так простіше його жити. Кожен філіппінець знає слово «баяніхан» – дух взаємодопомоги. Це коли сусіди разом переносять хату, допомагають на городі, збирають гроші, якщо комусь потрібна операція чи новий дах. Люди тут можуть бути сором'язливими, але ніколи не байдужими. Контраст між містом і селом разючий. У мегаполісах – торгові центри, кондиціонери, хмарочоси, кав'ярні з мінімалістичними інтер'єрами. У селах – домівки на полях, півні, запах манго, риба, що сушиться під сонцем, і ранок, який починається, коли перший промінь пробивається крізь листя бананових дерев. Філіппінці живуть просто, але емоційно. Вони люблять співати. У кожному селі є караоке, а спів чути до пізньої ночі. Вони люблять свята. На Різдво вогні висять ще з вересня, а на День міста вулиці перетворюються на карнавал.
І навіть коли життя тисне на плечі – робота, сім'я, втому, погода – вони знаходять привід посміхнутись.
Побут на Філіппінах – це не про комфорт. Це про ритм, який навчає терпінню, і про тепло людей, яке тримає сильніше, ніж будь-які стіни.
The Philippines is a country of contrasts, and they appear not only in nature or architecture, but deeply within social life. Here, wealth and poverty live literally a street apart. Beside shiny skyscrapers stand poor districts, tight, overcrowded, topped with tin roofs and narrow alleyways where life boils from morning until late at night. One of the major issues is corruption, which penetrates many government institutions. People know it, speak about it, but rarely believe in rapid change. Another issue is migration. Millions of Filipinos leave to work abroad, leaving their families behind. Mothers work as nurses in Europe, fathers work as seafarers, and children are raised by grandparents. It creates a deep emotional void that the country has felt for decades. Inequality is also visible. The rich live in gated communities with security and swimming pools. The middle class fights for every step upward, and the poor adapt in any way they can. Yet despite all this, the country has undeniable strengths. Filipinos are known for their warmth, resilience, and a natural openness rarely found in global megacities. They know how to laugh even when the world around them feels heavy. They love celebrations, music, and singing, and this optimism exists at the level of national psychology. Even in difficult times, they preserve what they call harap, the ability to find something bright in even the smallest moment. There are also safety concerns, pickpocketing, scams, and occasional spontaneous conflicts. But overall, the country is not aggressive. People are more likely to help than to harm, especially in the provinces where neighbors have known each other for generations and solve most issues among themselves. The Philippines is a blend of reality and dreams, a country still fighting the shadows of its past, yet already shaping a brighter vision of the future. And despite all its problems, something always feels genuine here, like warm wind before rain, carrying hope even in the hardest days. The Philippines does not try to impress, it simply exists, warm, humid, real. It is a country that does not shout about itself but whispers, like the sea before dawn. And if you stay even one day longer than planned, you suddenly understand. This land does not seek to enchant. It simply opens to those who are ready to listen, and that is enough to make you return.